Welcome back to TigPods, guys. Today we have a very interesting episode. I'm super excited for this, mainly because it is a brand that I've actually admired, and it's an amazing story how I even landed up here. It was genuinely out of pure fascination for the brand. I've been having Hitchki Gin for a while, and chuma randomly தோணுச்சு. We all honestly thought that Hitchki Gin is one foreign brand, and திடீர்னு ஒரு நாள் குடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கும்போது we picked up the bottle and we see back and it says Valsarvakkam. Like, hey, என்னடா Valsarvakkam போட்டிருக்கு. So then my mind started thinking, and then I put up a story saying, hey guys, does any of you guys know the story behind this brand? Can I get in touch with them just to talk? And as I had it, a lot of people did put me in touch, and I ended up actually getting in touch with Mr. Prasanna, who is the owner of Sipping Spirits. Hello, Mr. Prasanna. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
So, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty good, and super glad to know and talk to you. And Hitchki has been quite a revelation. It's
For sure.
and many people misunderstand the brand for being an imported product.
I know.
But just to we even though we are a Chennai-based company where we are local, but our factory and our moorings are in Goa, where it
Oh,
is part of the craft revolution, so as to speak.
okay.
So I started Sipping Spirits in 2007,
Mm-hmm.
when actually, after a few years of working, doing typical jobs after a management degree,
Okay. If I
I
may ask, which college, what job?
uh, I was in, like a typical Chennai Tambram. I had to, go to Vivekananda College.
Oh, wow. Avlo Tambram Manik. Vivekananda is like Tambram peak. I get that.
Yeah, and then I ended up working in the insurance industry for a while, and then I did my MBA. I went to the Australian National University for a year,
Oh, wow.
and then I went to the US for a short stint in food and agribusiness. Then I worked overseas handling investments in food and agribusiness,
Mm-hmm.
including businesses like coffee
Hmm.
and certain commodities relating to food. And I came back in 2007, where so I was in the crossroads whether I had to, start a business, or I had to, perhaps look at a career change.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was still, 26, and was just married. So I thought I'll probably, for the first time, I went to actually go up on a holiday, and then I liked the place, and I thought maybe, this is a place where I could do some,
This is
you know,
Goa.
yeah, this
Okay.
is Goa 2007,
All right.
and
Which part of Goa?
this is in North Goa in Kolvale.
Okay.
Uh,
Kolva, nice.
Kolvale, which is different from Kolva.
அது
Uh,
சவுத் கோவா ஆச்சுல. So I was
Correct.
wondering.
So அங்கே போயிட்டு newly married, and wanted to kind of live a different life. So
Okay.
went
you were
there.
you were picturing the shack life in Goa.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and so I started off as a, the probably, long before the word craft was invented. I
Mm-hmm.
went to start a craft distillery, getting inspired by my travels and my
Okay.
overseas,
சார் நான்
experiences.
கொஞ்சம் ஜெனரல் ஆடியன்ஸ் தான் இந்த கிராஃப்ட் என்னன்னே எனக்கு தெரியாது ஸோ இஃப் யூ குட் எக்ஸ்பிளைன்.
See, craft is basically products which you take a lot of care, and make it in smaller batches,
ஓ ஓகே.
where you actually don't mass produce anything, and it has its own subtle variations because of the seasonality of the ingredients and produce,
ஓகே
and
ஓகே.
then it translates into an imperfection which is perfect.
யூ த
So
ஹியூமன் சைட் ஆஃப் இட்.
yeah, the product is not like mass produced. It's not coming out of an industrial line. It's basically people eyeballing, ingredients, looking at, the various nuances of making products the way it ought to be made. So going back to non-industrial kind of a
Yeah, yeah.
production mode. So I started something like that in 2000. So conceived it in 2007. Then I looked around for places where I could probably do that. I didn't find anything, so I went ahead and acquired land and built a factory from the scratch, and you
Oh
know
wow. You were like, nobody's doing this screwed. I'm gonna do this myself. And then you just built. Nice.
so it that's how I started. And see, at that time I was quite naive, because I didn't have any per se business experience. while I had experience working in organizations, I did not necessarily have I just was too naive to look at the risk and the other side of business. So I just started out, and then it turned out that I was already in the middle of an ocean. So the only way I could get to shore was to swim to the other side, because business in India, you don't know it until you actually jump into it.
Yep, yep.
So when I actually discussed that I wanted to get into alcohol business with my father, he said that it's a very tough business. It's not something you have inherited, but
Mm-hmm.
you're getting into something which is going to be quite a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch out and you look at your own back, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to save yourself. And so that is the only advice he gave me. And then I kind of discussed with my family, and being quite a democratic family that we are, they all supported my decision to venture out and do something by myself.
Yeah, for sure. I think that itself is a cultural breaking stereotype kind of a decision. A Tambram family encouraging somebody to start a alcohol business, that's pretty huge. That's forward thinking.
I don't want to flaunt the Tambram origins, but definitely, being democratic is something I would like to flaunt.
For sure.
And so they accepted that the choices I made, and it was, I had a deep interest for, creating products in this. I saw what other countries had to offer and what we actually was living with at that time. So went on to set up the facility, and then started making stuff and started selling it. So the easiest part of it is to actually start making it, because it requires only capital and skill.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas when you take it to market, it's no more an idea. It's it's a business,
Yeah.
and it's lost its relevance as an idea, because you're incurring costs, and the reality of life kicks in at that point in time. So dealing with distributors, dealing with the trade, dealing with retailers, dealing with people from the industry, professionals who you hire.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn everything on first principle basis. And so then I figured out that I had to pace myself, because there is a certain level of curve the industry will naturally it takes for you to progress.
Hmm.
So in by around 2009, our products, 2007 to 2008, I built out the facility. In 2009 was our first batch of Resolute vodka that
Okay.
was launched in Goa. We launched in a couple of other cities like Calcutta, in Bombay, in Telangana. I mean, at that time it was still Hyderabad and Andhra. So we started selling craft vodka at that time, and that is the time when there was no only the large companies. There were MNCs operating, just coming to India with more vigor. They acquired, USL. Then all the companies like Bacardi and others started
Mm-hmm.
coming into the market more aggressively. ஏன்னா இந்தியாவில் வந்து இந்த demographic dividend, the young people who are entering the legal drinking age is a big attraction for international companies,
Oh, okay.
because the other markets are fairly saturated, whereas India is a country where a lot of people enter the legal drinking age, and obviously most of them, with today's lifestyle and today's choices and the independence, they invariably end up getting associated with the alcohol category. So they, and the time, since these were brands were little different, we always made sure that our bottles look better.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff inside was made well, so we always got a captive audience that would keep repeating the purchases and endorsement for our brands. So that was a big kind of a thumbs up for all the effort we had taken.
For sure. Since you mentioned bottle design as well, I definitely have to ask you about that. What is the story behind the design of your bottles? Starting with, even Hitchkey right there is such a beautiful design. You can literally keep it in your bar stool and be proud of it with just water in it, probably.
Yeah, most of our bottles get ended up becoming like flower decorations in people's homes. This bottle is inspired by the Japanese lantern, like the
Oh, yeah,
lantern.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay, yeah. Now it
lantern.
seems familiar. Yes.
So it's ribbed, and it gives the familiar look
Did you
and feel.
have to source a separate machinery for this cast, or is it how does it work? Do you have a separate cast you have to buy?
No, in bottles we actually work with bottle manufacturers and bottle designers.
Mm-hmm.
So once we identify that we want to go after a particular kind of design for our bottles and decide the identity, then we work with the bottle mold makers. So the
Okay.
mold makers typically suggest based on who our supplier is going to be
Mm-hmm.
as to what kind of a bottle mold we need to kind of prepare and what are the threshold limits in terms of weight, in terms
Okay.
of height, and in terms of diameter, etc. So because we have like long association with bottle manufacturers,
How come?
because starting in 2007,
Oh, with the same.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
we work with pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the same people. Like I have 5 vendors and that's it.
Okay.
I for pretty much my entire company is run because of our association with them. So when we decided that we are going to go for a Japanese Oriental influenced gin, so we decided that it's going to be a lantern shaped bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the rough sketches and then gave it to our supplier who designed the bottle for us, and then we worked on certain iterations and proportions.
How many iterations did it go through?
Typically, a bottle will go through about 3 to 4 iterations because it
Okay.
is quite expensive.
Hmm.
So you end up saying yes after the fourth kind of iteration.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to hit the sweet spot by then, because by the time it's the bottle manufacturer also gives feedback as to what is efficient
Mm-hmm.
design, and also we compromise on certain things and we kind of come to a conclusion. So
Okay.
because it's not something which is out there, we are not trying to replicate anything, so it's all original thinking. So even if there is something different, and it may not be visible to anybody else because we're
Mm-hmm.
designing it for the first time, right? So the lantern shaped bottle came. Then the we got a Chennai based agency to help us with the label design and the name I came up with because I wanted a Japanese sounding Hindi name, because we
Okay.
wanted to sell it across
Okay. Okay.
India. And
What
Hitchki
does that mean? Hitchkey.
Hitchki means hiccup in Hindi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Nice. Nice.
So it sounds like Japanese, but it is
Yeah.
actually a very indie name. So then we completed the design, and then I worked with suppliers in Japan to
Oh.
get the botanicals for the gin.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
So we get the sakura, which is the cherry blossom.
Mm-hmm.
We use other botanicals too.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the botanicals distilled from Japan, and then we bring it here and we bottle it.
Mm-hmm.
So Hitchki we make it in our Goa facility,
Mm-hmm.
and then for Tamil Nadu we locally pack it with our co-packer in Chennai, which is Mohan Breweries, which is also owned by a dear friend.
Okay.
And
One
they
breweries is Old Monk, right?
correct
Okay.
they not yeah, they also bottle Old Monk, but they're a Chennai based bottler,
Oh. Okay.
and they were very supportive of the initiative, and they liked what they saw, and that's how this brand came about into life.
Amazing. So, how come the Japanese influence? Are you a fan of anime? Did that come from somewhere? Why did you
See,
choose gin and Japan?
see, if you look, I was really late into the gin game. If you look at it from a Goa standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
because over the period, I had a middle period where I was not very focused on my alcohol business. From 2014 to 2021, I started India's first alcohol home delivery company,
Oh.
and that was called Hib Bar, and
Oh, you started Hibbar.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and so that took away bulk of my time. So I had my own experiences, and I
Hmm.
had my own heartburns and bouquets in that business.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2021 I exited the business by selling that one part of the business to Cred, and
Oh, Cred is acquired Hibbar right
yeah,
now. Oh, wow.
yes,
Okay.
and so that gave me the time to get back and focus on my original business, which is the alcohol business. So that's when I actually so in between 5 years, a lot of things happened in the industry, and I missed out of one of which is the gin evolution, and
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
very preferred consumer category. So there were a lot of gins that came out of Goa, and people literally, there are so many brands right now which are very
For
good,
sure.
and it's like the craft, hub of India.
Hmm.
And so when I came up with this idea to putting it into Steam and putting it on the market, it took me about 2 years. Uh, so I came late into the game, and so I had to make something which was not already there. And
Hmm.
so already many spots were taken in the gin space. So
Yeah,
I
I think
focused.
we've seen Greater Than, we've seen Bombay Sapphire, and
Bombay Sapphire is not craft, but they are Stranger and Sons, Terai, and there are so many brands from Goa which are pretty good. These are obviously the Hapusa is another one. So
hmm.
there are a lot of brands which come out of Goa. So we realized that going Oriental and the general pointers towards Japanese kind of a product is going to be good for our positioning.
Was that from a research point of view, or you had a personal
I have always a great personal, pet peeve for Japan
Japan?
as a
Yeah.
as a as a as a producing nation, and also as a, because they make everything very well,
Are
and
you an
they're
anime fan?
not really,
Okay.
but I probably am too old for that.
Okay.
In the sense, I at that time it was not that
Hmm.
in a thing, but everything Japanese I admire because of its perfection and their focus on excellence.
I love Japanese their inventions mostly because they're majorly bonkers. You can't think like the Japanese at all.
Yes.
So it's just amazing.
So that inspired, that level of perfection inspired me to think of a Japanese product. And then things fell in place when we found the suppliers for what we wanted,
Hmm.
and then we were able to position it, well. And I think the market has received it well across the places where we launched,
Oh, for sure.
including
Yeah.
including in Goa, including in other markets that we have launched. And we are going to go up north into Chandigarh, Haryana, and Punjab as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also launching this brand in Telangana in the coming weeks. So we will be a better alternate, and we are not we are not milking the cow so much in terms of pricing it very high,
I
because
know, exactly. I was
yeah.
also going to ask you about that because when you look at the bottle, it does look like a premium category bottle. It looks like something that can easily be charged at 1.9 or 2.2, even for that matter, along with other gins. So, how come you took the decision to keep it at this rate and yet offer something so premium?
See, the truth is that there is a certain cost of making gin, and obviously, we didn't want to overtly price it, because we want, it's a product of choice for younger consumers,
Hmm.
so we didn't want to make it out of reach. So but we, by maintaining the quality standards that we have set forth for the brand, and also by sourcing it and supplying it across a vast set of markets, we are able to get good cost supremacy over the ingredients and with the packing material. So
For
we are
sure.
able to, it's definitely not a tactic to, win market share or anything. It is just to price the product appropriately,
Mm.
because we are not too greedy, and we are not looking at, you know, we are not looking at it differently. We want to play the long game. Yeah.
I think that's really noble, for if anything, because gin always used to be this, the rich man's drink. It used to be the elite crowd of people alone who would even know about gin in the first place and would purchase it and drink. It became so much at one point that the gin revolution in Chennai was really interesting because until a point, no one even used to consume gin. It used to be the ladies' drink, and nobody even went near it. Then suddenly there was this huge revolution because my theory is that none of us have consumed this type of alcohol. So suddenly, when we start consuming, it hits different because you're so used to whiskey, you're so used to rum, vodka, you've gone through all of them. This new kind of alcohol just boom, it hit everyone. So that's when people realize, wait, this is not ladies' drink. This is nice. And suddenly, when Hitchkey entered the zone, it was suddenly accessible to everybody. So that's something that became the biggest talking point among the city. And it became the kind of talking point where you talk about it to your friends. You don't just see it on social media. You don't see an influencer talking about it. It's not paid. It's mostly organic. And I think that's something that is new in this industry. I'm actually curious about one more thing. When something like this happens in such a cutthroat industry, in such a lobby heavy industry, how do you deal with the competition? Do you have to deal with a lot of lobbying that happens your way? How do you push away the negative elements?
It's not a. I mean, by now we have developed the skin for it, because
Okay.
being in the business and at the highest level for the
Mm-hmm.
last 15 years, it's not so difficult anymore.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
That's nice to hear. Phew, okay.
So what I mean, I wanted to really deliver a very good gin for Chennai, because but for circumstances, I would have probably started my craft here.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the policy and the way the regulations
Exactly.
are, I couldn't do it. But when I had the opportunity to co-pack and collaborate with my Tamil Nadu co-packer, I thought that this is a God-given opportunity for me to put the product out there, and focusing on really this is made for Chennai people. This is Chennai's own craft brand, and
Yeah.
we didn't want to be too snobbish about it. We put a good product out there, and one of the things I have been experimenting socially with Hitchkey is that it doesn't even have a Instagram page, and
Exactly.
because I wanted to see, it's an experiment that is still going on. I want to see how what is the correlation between social media presence and sales, and
Oh.
I haven't really found anything negative about not having a social presence at all, and
I would tend to disagree there because if you did have a social media presence, I'm sure a lot of people will be Instagramming this bottle. The moment it came over, people will be tagging HK Jin, and being like, "Whoa, what's this new company?" And you would have capitalized on that much more of social presence for free without any marketing spends.
probably, yeah, someday that thing may change, but for now I think that experiment continues, and I would
Okay.
say that despite our total being social media dark,
Mm-hmm.
we still have very good results,
That
and
for sure, yeah.
that we wanted to keep that enigma of the brand alive, because we want to see what happens when nothing is told. There is
Hmm.
no storytelling. The product is the story, and you consume it, you are actually consuming gin and not the story. So
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to see how it going to turn out, and we're quite pleased with the results actually.
No,
So,
that
but
that is true for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, the enigma adds a lot of factor to it. Like I don't think a lot of people are going to sit and observe the bottle. Oh, எங்க பண்ணிருக்காங்களா? When they look at it, they think it's premium, and that itself adds one another layer of like, oh wow, this is some premium alcohol. So yeah, for sure, I hear you on that
mhm.
aspect. It makes sense. So that's been Hitchkey Gin for a while. I mean, I also want to ask you about your previous ones. You picked Resolute vodka. So.
See, every few years, the alcohol industry goes through a wave of products.
Mm-hmm.
So in the time that I launched, vodka and white spirits were like the in thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is the time when Belvedere, Grey Goose, and other things came about. So that was really the wave that I rode
Mm-hmm.
initially. So vodka came first, and then all the products that we launch typically are products which don't have a great legacy factor. So if you launch a whiskey or if you launch a rum, then you have to really have like great credentials.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need to
yeah.
have like a solid history.
It's a very
So
choosy target audience.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they're very very strong. I mean affiliations to their
Hmm.
brands. So
Idea give birth in whose head and how did it form? How many iterations went through? And even the paper used is kind of unique. So can you
yeah,
take us through that process?
see, O Mama has been you know our go-to agency for many years. When I started Hibbar, they helped us to brand Hibbar also,
Hmm.
and that's how we got associated with O Mama. And when I this Hitchkey was, while I was running Hibbar, I actually, went ahead with the packaging, development of Hitchkey. So they were naturally the first choice, and worked with them, and we click very well because we work together on so many things that a brief is not necessarily anything formal. It's just over a call. We can
Hmm.
get the message across because we have
A good, yeah, relationship.
very similar kind of thinking, and
Okay.
they know what I'm looking for, and they're able to
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
so we don't have to go through the hassle of putting a brief and explaining to them so many things. So with a few iterations, no, they gave a lot of options, and eventually we chose what we chose,
Hmm.
and we wanted a very 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 so we used a very different kind of paper, which is also Japanese paper.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a washi paper, which is,
A washi paper.
yeah.
What is that?
It's got certain microfibers which
Huh, huh.
they use in Japan to kind of make paper thin and durable.
Okay.
So we get a special paper to do that, and I mean a special processor to print on those. And it's not very. If you look at it, it is not fully opaque, but it has
Hmm.
certain
It has
translucence
a
to
certain
yeah,
character to it as
yeah,
well.
yeah. And so we wanted a clean design, and then we got it done, and actually the copy at the back was written by me. There were definitely a few changes to it as we rolled, and then finally this is what was
Awesome.
finally got through. And obviously Mama also liked it, so they went ahead and approved it.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Amazing. I'm just going to ask you one last question, and you have to answer honestly for this.
Yeah.
What is your favorite gin?
I'm not a gin drinker, but uh, it's a tough one. I like the Hendrix.
Oh, okay.
Hendrix is a good gin that I
Hendrix is
like
pretty
to,
good, yeah, for sure.
and yeah, I mean, obviously, apart from Hitchki, that is, uh, so
How does that feel? It must be. I've never spoken to somebody who has made your own alcohol, mass produced it, and drank it. So can you run me through your head of how the process is when you're drinking something that you gave birth to completely from scratch, and your friends are also enjoying it. You're having it at a party. How does that feel for you in your head?
it's totally different because you don't drink it as a beverage, but you keep questioning whether this is what
Yeah.
you originally made, and immediately your right kind of brain switches on, and
Mm.
you go into an analytical
Analytical mode.
mode
Yeah.
of whether this is what was the original batch.
Mm-hmm.
So until of course you are a few drinks down, that kind of you forget that question.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always it's different when you make it and you drink it, and
It's a proud feeling, I'm sure. It's how proud are you on the scale of 1 to 10 when you're drinking it, when you're seeing your friends enjoy it?
when I see my friends enjoy it, I'm quite happy,
Mm-hmm.
because by myself I don't drink much of the beverages I make, not because of anything, out of just I'm not a white drinks guy.
Okay.
So
Okay.
but I know that I'm quite dispassionate about what is made, but because I use the right process and the best ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that it's done the job, and other people tell me that they enjoy it because I may have a familiarity bias for
Yeah,
these
of course,
products.
of course.
But I always like when a good word is mentioned, and so when people give me feedback, even if they feel that there are some improvements, I try to work on them to see whether it's just the real feedback or it is something on top of their head. I
Mm.
go back to the drawing board and see whether some tweaks have to be done.
How do
So
you react to negative feedback? What's the negativest feedback? That's not a word, but still.
yeah, usually people say that it's very harsh on the throat, etc. That
Really?
is no some. I mean, typical feedback about alcohol itself comes from I found it too hard. That's a typical.
என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஹிச்கீஸ் ரொம்பவே சாஃப்ட் தாங்க.
இல்ல இல்ல ஃபீட்பேக் வரது சொல்றேன்.
Okay,
So
okay.
it actually depends on your threshold. So we
Mm-hmm.
can't really say much.
Okay.
So I just say, okay, we will try to improve it. So it's the same thing. Just probably we'll. The thing is that this quality is something which you have to be worried about day in and day out.
Mm.
So you can't take it for granted.
Yeah, yeah.
So we focus on our role with the co-packer here is that we ensure that the quality is good of the ingredients used, the process is clean,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very very cooperative, and that's why this product is as much co-created by them than just by us, and that's how it's seen the light of the day. And
Amazing.
yeah, um,
Cool. I think, yeah, I think I've covered all about Hitchkey and alcohol engine. I do want to move on to your next new cute looking product right there, which is Chutneyfy.
yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Um, Whether you believe it or not, Chutney Five was my first idea before even alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So I just traced back my original emails on Chutney as a packaged product back to 2006, when
Oh.
I actually reached out to a few companies that were making salsa in the US
Mm-hmm.
to see whether I can use some of that process to make chutneys in shelf stable form. And but I took the plunge in alcohol and continued in that, and then continued with Hibbar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and finally, I got a little too toxic with all the regulation, and I
Hmm.
fought with a lot of governments when I tried to make Hibbar, nationally present.
Okay.
So I had, multiple litigations going on.
All right.
So when I said that, probably I don't want to waste more years of fresh, prime years fighting this battle. I'll keep it for later. So after the Hibbar exit to Cred, within 4 days I started work on the chutney project
Okay.
because I had.
I'm very sorry. I'm just going to quickly interrupt you there because you mentioned cred again, and I'm very curious on that process. Was did Kunal directly get involved in the purchase? How did that go down?
See, we have Kunal doesn't get once the decision is taken, then the teams follow through with the
Okay.
transaction. But it was done directly with Cred and with their top management,
Mm-hmm.
and we built a very viable payments business
Okay.
on top of which Hibbar, the alcohol delivery platform, was living.
Okay. Okay.
So when they were looking for launching some of their payment products, by the time I was also kind
Wow.
of brimful with the litigation on the alcohol delivery front.
Okay.
So I broke the company into two and kept all the litigation to myself, and then sold the payments part, which was squeaky clean, and they immediately lapped it up.
That's
Mm.
pretty amazing.
Mm.
If your product is what helped Cred build their payments gateway, that's on some other level. I should tell you
Yeah,
that.
I see. Due credit. I mean, I am sure they also be fused naturally with their.
Of
Uh,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Is it
So
because of the coding language? Did you guys use a similar
see, we
language?
we were built a very robust regulatory so framework, including we had the RBA licenses, etc.
Okay.
So they could immediately use everything,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so it was partly our IP, partly our licensing scenario, and
Hmm.
also the fact that we had very little things to transfer, so we
Hmm.
had it was easy transaction for them.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's some really good info. Thank you for
Mm.
that. Like
Mm.
intel as well. Sweet. So sorry, you were continuing about Chutnify.
Yeah. So when I got out of the detoxifying alcohol delivery business, I said I'm going to do something which is not so regulatorily focused, and go back to what I really wanted to do, was to create good chutneys and zero compromise chutneys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Chutneyfy was born. And so I had from 2015 I used to treat the chutney idea as like a parachute.
Mm-hmm.
So I always used to keep working on it and developing it to some level of maturity. So I knew that always alcohol business is a time bomb that could tick any time. So
Okay.
if I had to, like if something had to happen, like a black swan event,
Mm.
then I didn't know whether I would have the energy to start from the scratch on a new idea. So I'll
Mm.
always keep this like a
A backup.
yeah,
Yeah.
backup. And so I had set up a kitchen in my house and started working on the processing part.
Oh wow, you came up with the
Yeah,
entire formula, the recipe
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, the process and everything. So in uh, so 2021 October, I thought that this is the time to do it,
Hmm.
and already I had identified what needs to be done.
Okay.
So one of my school friends, Shreyas, joined me in that journey, and I'm not great in operating businesses, so he joined as a
I would
co-founder.
tend to disagree to that, knowing the fact that you just run two
Uh,
successful businesses. But
so I always have need a very strong operating hand, and I am
okay.
not very good at that. So Shreyas was great to partner with on this. Even in my previous ventures, I had my school friends partner with me,
Mm-hmm.
somebody to run the business while I was taking care of the other things.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how I tend to work generally.
Mm-hmm.
So when we started putting together a team, bits and pieces of what was left of Hibbar, they kind of came together, and then we set up the world's largest chutney manufacturing facility in Maraimalai Nagar.
Why?
Uh,
Whoa. Is that
and
a fact? It's the world's largest chutney
yes,
manufacturing
so
facility.
facility solely dedicated for chutney manufacturing.
Wow. That's
And
something. That's
yeah,
great.
it's a high tech kitchen that makes chutneys, and delivers a product which I'm sure people will love to have in their
Yeah,
homes.
I'm super curious. Can we try out a few of them?
Yes, of course.
So this seems more of a homage to your family. It looks like because embracing your Brahmin roots is something that's
No, no,
right
no,
on
no.
this.
Not
Though,
it has very little.
and the packaging on this is pretty intense as well. I love this packaging. It has a very comic-y feel to it. It's playful and it's nothing like your usual MTRs and Archie and stuff that we're used to. This is new.
You haven't tried it?
I've never tried this before. Can I go for it?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
So this one is Verkadla chutney.
Yeah, this is an Andhra style chutney.
I'm not saying this because I'm talking to the owner. It's genuinely nice. What the hell? I didn't expect it to be this good.
Yeah, it's a you you can add more water. It's supposed to be a cupful. I just like it thick, so I just use
Yeah, yeah. It's. I can feel the karam. I can feel the Verkadlaness. It's not raw. I did not expect a dehydrated powder to actually taste like a chutney.
this
Do
is
you guys
zero
want to try
compromise.
it too? Like, come on, but try it out.
This is zero compromise.
That's pretty. I want to try the tomato one right now.
Yes.
I am genuinely a takali chutney fan in general, which is why I wanted to attack that takali chutney as soon as I saw that. Where curly nalla irukna, appo I'm very curious on how this one's going to be. I think this is the first product in its range. I'm not seeing a just add water and make chutney product much around here.
There are not too many products of this nature.
Okay, that's also pretty damn awesome. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, how much does this cost?
I think each chutney is 55 bucks.
The one dabba.
Yeah, it
And
makes about 100 ml of chutney, of wet chutney.
so I'm guessing I can have ஒரு 10 dosa with this.
சட்னி சில பேர் பார்த்துட்டே சாப்பிடுவாங்க சில பேர் தொட்டுன்னு சாப்பிடுவாங்க ஸோ
ஆமா.
it depends on how much you like chutney as part of your
ஐ திங்க் நான் சாப்பிட்ற கேட்டகரி பார்த்தா எனக்கு இது ஒரு 5 இல்ல 6 தோசை நான் சாப்பிடலாம் அதை.
so
Oh, this
you
is
can
definitely.
spike it up. The nice way to do it is கொஞ்சம் மேலே நல்லெண்ணெய் ஊற்றிட்டா
You can do that. I thought oil and water won't mix, so that won't be
no, this
possible.
I mean just to மேலே just to
அந்த
glaze
ஒரு
it, glaze
okay,
it, just to give a rich coating because we
uh,
use very little oil
okay.
while we make these chutneys and these are vegan, these are 100% I mean zero preservatives. They are amongst the best
12 and 18 months
Yes.
without preservatives.
without preservatives
Whoa.
and
Okay, that's mad.
and so they're gluten free, they're vegan, so it ticks all the boxes that are required for today's lifestyle.
For sure, bro. I think I'm become bigger fan of chutney fry than your alcohol at this point because I've had HK. It's good, no doubt. This thing definitely was a huge surprise. I did not expect it to be this good. I was little worried. I'm like, ஐயோ இது லைட்டா போய் சொல்லணுமே நல்லா இல்லைனா, but it is good. I'm not just making it up.
Obviously it's taken a lot of research.
Iterations. Did it go through a lot of the batches?
No, see, the batches are not the problem. The idea is how do you align together multiple technologies to make it all synchronize and deliver a product. Because again, this is the first principle product. There is no reference point
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
things, right? So, and there is a lot of inventiveness in this product, and we believe that this is going to because batter business is growing. The ready-made chapati and all the RTE ready to eat products are growing.
Yeah.
There is no condiment that can go with it which is native.
For
You have
sure.
either the dips or the
Ama.
sauces and all these dressing etc which are all high in fat, high in sodium, has preservatives, but our own native condiment which is chutney is not being developed by anybody. And to develop it to a point where people actually can use it
As
every
simply
day.
as we literally just saw right
Yes.
now.
And chutney is a cumbersome product to make because you first of all you can't make one chutney for two people because you have multi mix areve areyada.
Oh, okay.
Then the other problem is chutney when the arachaka the process is you need to chop, you need to saute, then you need to
Yeah.
grind, then you
Ama.
need to temper, then idellathiyum wash பண்ணனும்.
Ama.
So அதெல்லாம் வந்து இது ப்ளஸ் இட் ஹேஸ் அ வெரி ஷார்ட் ஷெல்ஃப் லைஃப்.
ஒரு
And
நாள்லயே சாப்பிட்டுருணும். ஆமா, மேக்ஸிமம்
so
2 நாள்.
it is also something which அடுத்தால தோசை மாவு தோசை மாவு வாங்கலாம்னாக்கா சட்னி இல்லாமல் மிளகா பொடி ஜாமு யூனோ அது மாதிரி ஊறுகாய் தொட்டுன்னு சாப்பிட்ணும். ஸோ
ஆமா.
we thought that this category is going to be a good one for us to break, because it will bring back people to their traditional eating habits. We can have breakfast which is tasty and wholesome. So primarily, why do people not eat dosa and idli? Because தொட்டுக்க ஒன்றும் இல்லைங்கிறதுனால they go for cornflakes and things like that. So we want to make that difference, and so we have developed over 150 recipes, and 150 recipes. So we will keep launching new chutneys.
Wait, you have 150 recipes of chutneys?
Yeah, different ones. We have sourced from all over India, various chutneys. In fact, we are launching
150 varieties இருக்கா ஜி first of all சட்னில?
every 100 kilometers chutney இருக்கு.
Wow,
So
okay.
we are launching a mushroom chutney with chettinad.
Mushroom chutney. I've never heard of that. It's wow. Okay.
We have done quite a wild set of chutneys. So our mushroom chutney comes with a black garlic, which is an aged black garlic. It's a very functional chutney.
Okay.
Then we have kale chutney, which is again things
Kale chutney.
and
Wow. Okay.
so we have a lot of exotic things coming up, and everything is so you can have like a 4 or 5 different packs of chutney without having to make it at all.
Okay. Wow. and I also heard that you guys have your own instant sambar as well.
Correct. So instant sambar just comes with you just need to add hot water. It will get instantly.
And it
Amazing.
becomes hot sambar.
Yeah, we will perhaps taste it. It will be
Wow.
cumbersome for us to do it right now.
Yeah. I get it. It's fair. But I'm again mind boggled by that process too. Sambarலாம்
It
கொஞ்சம்
works on similar principle, just that that product. I mean, it requires to be hot. So it
yeah,
works
of course.
instantly. It will be again an instant product.
Okay. Wow. So when are you going to come up with an instant dosa where I can just add water, it becomes a hot dosa?
Never, probably. So if you look at it, we have not launched the coconut chutney because it's very hard to make it in this format.
Oh,
So that will be the holy grail.
okay.
So it's going to be more difficult than making instant dosas to make instant coconut chutney, and very soon we will hopefully crack it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I love the fact that you said that it is still the holy grail. It's not like it's impossible. It is still possible, and we're going to do it. And that's the spirit that I love about this entire process itself.
Correct.
I'm genuinely like blown away with the entire scene. Is Chutneyfy a part of Sipping Spirits as a brand, or is it a whole different company?
It's a whole different company. It's called Funk Foods.
Funk Foods, okay.
Yeah, it's functional foods in a
Oh,
way.
okay, like that,
So,
okay.
And yeah, so it's a separate company. We have separate set of employees, separate team to do run.
It runs out of this office as well?
Correct. We have a common office because we have some shared resources.
Of course, of
And,
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Makes sense. So you had a certain strategy for distribution of alcohol. Do you have a similar strategy for chutney as well? But it's going to be a different market, right? You'll have to get a whole different bunch of people for it.
It's got a different playbook, and it's a familiar playbook because it's been done with all FMCG products.
Mm-hmm.
We just will do what is good hygiene for this business. We have a lot of export inquiries, so we'll do what is traditional about FMCG distribution and reach it to as many people.
Cool. I think I've hit all targets, and I've covered all bases. We've only not tried the gin, but it's okay. Na lighta mala potrukken, so I can't really do that right now. But I have tried it in the past, and I can say I am a fan of it too. Honest feedback is, I think ஏன் அளவுக்கு போதை கொஞ்சம் லைட்டாக தான் ஏறுது. I would prefer something that gets me a little bit more going. But it did do a nice effect the first ever time I had it. So that was new for sure.
That
And
means your alcohol threshold is improving.
improving is a very nice choice of words. Thank you for that. My friends called me something else, but that was great. Along with the chutneyfy, that genuinely blew my mind when I just tried it out right now. So I really feel like you guys are onto some great things, and I feel super proud to have had this opportunity to have even spoken to you at such a nascent stage of the company. And I'm saying it's nascent, knowing fully well that it's nowhere near nascent. Actually, it's already boomed But I'm saying nascent because I can see how big a potential this it has for the
True.
future. It's nowhere near its peak even. I think the inflection point is about to come. Although it seems like we've already hit it,
No,
but
no, we are
nope.
far from success to us is to keep, making great products and reaching as many customers, meeting their requirements. So we are doing this because we love what we are doing, and whatever we do with a lot of love will always excel and come out good. So that's how we've always worked on, and super glad to meet you. And this
Oh,
is our first storytelling about both these brands, and I'm glad was able to share it with you and
oh,
with your viewers through you. So
thank
thank
you.
you,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Yeah, for sure. It was a genuinely amazingly informative and fun episode for me. And I must also share with you, I think this is my first podcast outside of my comfort zone. I'm doing it with someone who I literally met him only today, and it's such a comfortable vibe. And I must say, you have a certain energy about you. You just ooze calmness, and there is this like sereneness about you. And I think that's what, just translates to your entire company as well, which kind of probably translates to the success. So I also loved how that one quote that you mentioned, which is if you just keep doing things that you love, it will genuinely always reap good benefits. So it's super inspiring. I think this is one of my favorite episodes so far. So thank you again so much, and I genuinely am going to be one of your well wishers from my bottom of my heart, because it's a Chennai brand doing some amazing alcohol, and I've always been a fan of like alcohol products from homegrown things. And two, just looking at groundbreaking products like that and how casually it's just like around. I think that deserves a space on like a talk show or somewhere, someone talking about like science path breaking kind of in food industry segments. So I am looking forward to your journey as much as you are. So
Thank you,
thank you for
thank you,
this.
thank you, Jitesh.
For sure. Thanks for
Great.
tuning in, guys. And off to all the viewers, if you guys have seen this episode and if you watched it on for this long, I genuinely feel you guys should be sharing this to all of your friends, to anybody who wants to start a business. I feel like a lot of us had this taboo that it's impossible to get in the alcohol business. It's too competitive. It's too fierce. They won't let you grow. But hey, here's a story of somebody who just wanted to make something awesome, to make artisanal and craft alcohol because he liked doing it. And here's the success story, man. It's not like it's impossible. It's very much possible. And then we moved on from alcohol to making some great chutneys, which does taste amazingly well too. And it's not that hard. So I think the best takeaway from all of this is, if you have a vision, if you have a dream, just go for it. Like he said, the best way to go behind a business is to just dive in. There is no other way to think about it. If you're going to keep thinking about it, you're just not going to ever start. That's the best takeaway. Please share this to any of your friends who you think should listen to this. And if you're looking to start a business, I believe you should listen to this again. And for sure, thank you so much for listening to this episode, guys. I will see you again next time. Thanks for tuning into TigPods.